Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Ashley. I'm a homeschooling mom with 7 kids. My cat is always in my videos, like a random tail or, I don't know. Anyway, and my baby can be heard on the background. So there's never a dull moment around here. Okay, I'm doing a few videos today, so I mentioned this in my other video, not that whoever's watching this one just watch my other one, but I am normally not in this background here. I just had to pick like a random blank wall because I have school stuff like everywhere right now. So, okay, I have a video on the Good and the Beautiful math. So if you use the Good and the Beautiful, you know that they just released, actually the other day, they just finished releasing all of their new math curriculums. So I just ordered, I did a video, which I will link. I did a video on kindergarten. This is the second one that I got for 4th grade. And then I just ordered 1st grade. So that should be coming. When that comes, I'll do a flip through also. My 7th grader, they don't have it for that age range. So that's another story. So I wanted to just show you what it looks like. And if you think it looks any different, I think it looks different quite a bit actually. So what this comes with for Math 4 is the course book. We had some issues with the last one that they, for last year's, that like it would just come out of the spiral. And so we ended up having to like punch holes and put it in a binder. And so I'm curious as to if this is going to stay put or not. Anyway, long story short, that's what it looks like now. Last year's, or the last ones, were spiral bound. And I think possibly the kindergarten is spiral bound. Can't remember. Maybe not. I'm obviously all over the place today. Anyway, okay, so this is what the level 4 looks like. What they have done, from my understanding, I have not used the new ones yet, obviously, is simplified it. Hence the name, Simply Good and Beautiful Math. Simplified it. Oh, look, I just noticed this, guys. There's a little sticker right here that says, this type of bookbinding works best when broken in. And then it gives you a little scanner code to tell you why. Okay, that explains that. Ooh, okay, so the lessons are a lot more simplified. So this particular course has 118 up to the course assessments, which go up to 120. So in the past, there was a box that would come with these curriculums, and it had like manipulatives, and it had game pieces, and it had game like cards and things like that. And it was a lot. I felt like it was a lot. Now, my 3rd grader at the time enjoyed it, but it took a lot more time than I feel like, just kind of a lot of busy extra stuff, which you totally might be fine with if you only have a kid or two. But when I'm doing multiple kids, not that like I don't have the time for them, I'm not saying that, but like extra things that I need to be a part of that are kind of just extra that I may or may not get to was a lot. So they do not have that this time. The only thing it comes with is the course book. It comes with an answer key, and then it comes with mental math notebook. That's it. So what they have done is, I think, intertwined the games or activities within the course book, so you don't have all these extra little pieces. So the table of contents at the front, they give you everything that they will be working on. So in case they're having some issues and you want to pull some extra worksheets from somewhere, which you shouldn't have to, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, I know kindergarten has it on their page, on their website or somewhere where you can download extra like little worksheets if they need help with something. But in case there's something that they're not quite mastering, or they're having some trouble just grasping that concept and you think they need a little bit more help, then obviously it shows you what each lesson, what it has, what it's about. So it tells you the concepts. So here's the unit 1, lessons 1 through 30. It will tell you any extra supplies that are needed. So things like a ruler, colored pencils, or crayons, the concepts that are taught, and then concepts reviewed and expanded upon. So obviously at the beginning of most curriculums, they will go through kind of like a review-ish section, just to make sure, because some kids are a little rusty at the beginning of the school year. So for example, lesson 1, it's obviously a little bit longer than the like kindergarten, but here you have your section here. You have a video lesson. If you wanted to watch the video lesson, you scan a little code and it'll take you to that. That's new. They didn't have that before. A little mini lesson here. So like here's a random little game, I guess you could call it. So they're still implementing fun things into the curriculum, just not like huge game pieces. Then you have your lesson practice. And then you have, let's see, read with your parent or teacher. So if your kid is doing this independently, or, starting it independently, they want you to read this with the parent or teacher. Multiplication mastery. And then let's see if they have, I'm trying to see if they have, so yeah, here's the video lesson right here to scan it. So that's great, because let's say there's something that, to be honest, not necessarily 4th grade, but there's some things that are taught differently than the way that we learned it when we were younger. And maybe things have changed, and it's good to have somebody actually saying, this is how you do it now or normally. Okay, so let me see if they have, so they have little reviews at the end of each lesson here. And then I think, so here's your lesson practice. That's, I think, what they're doing, is they're putting it like as practice, as like the little games. And you don't necessarily need like 2 or 3 players to do these games like you did before. This is something that they could just do on their own, or if they needed, some help or wanted you to do it with them, then that's fine. Let's see. So what did I say? It goes through lesson 30. So here's another example, math mysteries, puzzle. Here's your unit assessment. So the parent or teacher, this is what you, and my kiddo's being really loud. You would read this, and kind of tells you how to go about like assessing them, if there's anything that they need some extra help on. Additional practice if they need help with anything, and it tells you what lesson to go back on. And then it will go straight to unit 2. So unit 2 will go, each unit will be the same. It'll tell you the extra supplies that are needed, which, like I said, usually isn't very much. I used to kind of do it like lesson by lesson, gathering these things, but I think unit by unit is probably the best way to do this. So new concepts taught, concepts that you're reviewed upon, that they're reviewing. And then here we go. I know I like this code because, not that I have a kid or two who sometimes, said child, and I will clash when it comes to teaching certain things. And so being able to scan that little code and see, I have not scanned it, so I don't know if it's, how long it is or anything like that. But if they're having problems grasping what you're trying to tell them, or you're having trouble explaining it to them in a way that they understand, then having somebody else explain it is great. So I'm very thankful for that. So overall, Each lesson looks to be about 3-4 pages, but they're short and they're not, it looks like that they could do this by themselves, really, if they wanted to, especially with that little scan code, to where they don't need you to necessarily sit there and go through it. Now, by all means, if you prefer to do that, then that's great. I might try and do it, depending on, and only use the code if it's something that I'm having trouble explaining, that they're not quite understanding, then I might use it for that. So that's awesome. Now, the answer key, obviously, is just like what it says. It tells you the answers in case, like I said, sometimes, being out of school for so long, things have changed and how they approach things and how things are taught. And that's good to have an answer key, no matter the grade. Okay, and then mental math. So here's your other little workbook here. So this goes by lesson also. Okay. So it says this mental math book correlates with the course book, which directs the child to do a lesson box in this mental math book for each lesson, except for lessons that are assessments. So to complete the mental math, the parent or child should hold up the book so that the child sees the questions page and the parent or teacher sees the answer key page. The child should then complete the lesson box number that correlates to his or her lesson in the course book, giving the answers aloud. So here's your questions on one page for each lesson, and then on the back it gives the answers. So that is it, guys. That is all that comes with this. Like I said, the manipulatives that came with it before, like in last year, really, there was a lot to it, a lot of extra stuff. And so I am thankful that this is kind of a little bit more simplified so that it's not so like just everywhere and boxes crumbled and pieces everywhere. So anyway, let me know if you end up switching to this, if you like this, if you've tried the other version. I will let you guys know how we like it once we start using it in a couple weeks. All right, I have a fussy baby, so I gotta go. Let me know if you have any questions or anything, and I will see you next time.